welcome to our video series on Southwest Florida real estate. Today we're going to discuss briefly waterfront property and specifically certain neighborhoods that most people look for when they come here to Southwest Florida. Many of our website buyers do a Google search, Bing search, and they come up on our website. We've been running it since the internet began. I've been licensed since 1986. And we have a lot of clients that are family, friends, repeat customers, and they all look to us for information, advice, real estate statistical data so that they can make good informed decisions. And we find that they just love living here. The waterfront, if you're not familiar with our area, we're at the very southwest corner of the state, pretty much across from Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So we do have that coastal access on the Gulf, which includes, for boating purposes or waterfront hobbies, Marco Island, Naples, Bonita Springs, Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel and Captiva Islands, and Fort Myers up to around the Caloosahatchee River, which does have access into the Gulf, as well as Pine Island, which is another barrier island, and that has Pine Island Sound. So the water varies quite a bit to river, back bays, such as the Estero Bay, Bonita Bay, the areas around Marco Island, saltwater canals, which is where most of the single family houses are. Also the boating communities that are condominiums are usually going to be found on those same saltwater canals. And the rest of them would be in the waterfront neighborhoods. And on Marco Island, you have access to waterfront lots and waterfront gated communities. And in Naples, it's pretty much non-gated communities for the most part. And then as you get into, for instance, some parts of Bonita Bay, then you're in a gated community with boating access. So we look into all that and we do all the research for you to let you know what's going to suit your needs. The other questions we usually ask waterfront people are you boating now, or are you bringing a boat with you when you come down to Southwest Florida, or are you going to be purchasing a boat? In that case, we would need to know the size of the vessel, if you know the draft, some of the specifics, because we'll help find the particular property that's going to meet your boating needs, the seawall, the dock, the length of the canals, the time to get to the Gulf of Mexico. Do you need direct access or indirect access, meaning there's going to be some bridges involved on your trip out to the Gulf, or whether you're just day sailing or you're taking a trip out with family on the weekend. That does make a huge difference as to what properties we're going to specifically put on your targeted search that you're going to be able to take a look at. Once you do get a setup from MLS from us, you're going to notice that we usually recommend you not only look at the listing details for waterfront, but you're also going to want to look at the map. And you actually have that option where you can either look at the list of listings for sale, or you can actually look at the map, which will specifically show where each one of those properties are. And for waterfront people especially, that's important because you're going to see where that particular listing is in relation to either the river or the canal or a bay that leads out to the Gulf. And then you can pretty much get an estimate of the time that it's going to take you. Some people don't realize that it could be with the no wake zones, the manatee zones, that you're looking at a 30 or a 45 minute haul each way to get to and from your waterfront property. Some places in Cape Coral or other places along the Caloosahatchee River could take you 40 minutes or longer each direction, depending on how far inland you are, for your lot location to get out to the Gulf. And then other than that, it's just on the purchase side itself, we do help you with identifying the dock structures, the sea walls, the condition, and once you make a purchase, we actually help you with marine contractors that can provide information on that. They'll actually do an inspection of the seawall and give you the recommendations. They'll actually look at the dock, the pilings, the lift, and let you know what condition it's in, what load it'll take for the size boat you have, or if they suggest doing any modifications or even replacing it, which we can help you with as well as far as permitting goes. And we're going to do a series of waterfront so that I don't put everything into one. And the next videos, we're going to break down the individual neighborhoods, why some waterfront buyers prefer those over others, or perhaps they just like the location better for their purposes, or they have family or friends that already have boating properties in the area. And then there's individuals that probably will never have a boat. They just want to be on the water, or they may have a boat in the future, or for resale value, it's great to live on the water and have that ability to have a boat there so that when you go to sell it, there's a dock and a seawall already in place. So as always, if there's any questions, you can reach me by my email, which is glenbigness@gmail.com. You can always get me at my direct cell phone number, which is area code 239-272-4663. And I'm usually good about responding to that anytime between 8 and 8. I'll answer questions. You can text me, of course, and then do feel free to visit us on YouTube. We also have several waterfront pages on Facebook, Instagram, and we will provide links for those so that you can visit those as well. And I am a member of 4 of the largest MLS systems in the state, so we can locate property for you anywhere from Marco Island up to just past Tampa, and then on the East Coast, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, Juneau, West Palm, Miami, and we can fix you up on that side of the state as well. So if you have any questions, give me a call, and I look forward to seeing you on our next series of videos. Thanks.